What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about our top 10 linebackers right now in college football ultimate team. Now, I apologize. On the wide receiver list, I left out Xavier Restrepo. I'm sorry, guys. It's tough because there's so many guys that do get upgraded. Really does make it tough. I was even thinking about the upgraded Justin Jefferson that you can grind for, the Jamar Chase, but I completely blanked on Restrepo. So I do apologize for you guys. He's obviously one of, if not the best wide receiver in the entire game. So I apologize for that. Hopefully I don't miss out on anybody on this list. And if I do want to apologize in advance. We're going to start it off at number 10 with Colin Oliver. I know that people are already thinking to themselves, Ty, here we go again with this card. Get rid of him. Stop talking about him. I can't. I love Colin Oliver. He's got great speed, great acceleration. He can get after the quarterback. But my favorite part about Colin Oliver, it's simple, is how well he plays in zone coverage. 87 zone coverage. You want to talk about the best cover outside linebacker in the entire game that still can get after the quarterback a little bit? I think it is Colin Oliver. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and hype up this card too much, but he is that good in my opinion. Still on my squad to this day. I love Colin Oliver, and for me, with that zone coverage and his ability to get after the quarterback, do it all, he's coming in here at number 10. At number 9, Chris Paul Jr., a middle linebacker that can kind of do it all. Really good in zone coverage, decent speed. And I think the underrated part about this card is if you send him on a blitz, he can get after the quarterback a little bit, and his block shed is good as well, or decent as well. I'm not going to sit here and gas it, but it's decent. And so the thing about him is, let's say you run a scheme in which you blitz a lot, right? He's gonna get after the quarterback a little bit, has really good change of direction, can still kind of be a good user with good change of direction, good zone coverage. I think this card is underrated. I really do. I feel like this card isn't hyped up as being one of the best linebackers in the entire game, when I think he's exactly that. Do I think he is the best linebacker? No, but I think he's close. I think he is absolutely one of your top linebackers in the entire game. At my number 8, Bante. Now, this is an interesting one because some people might argue that Bante should maybe be higher. I think this is a perfect spot. Couple of reasons. Number one, he doesn't play the run that well. The 72 block shed is crazy. He's not going to get after the quarterback. His pass rush is horrible. But if you want a card to strictly play coverage, Bante is that guy. 88 speed, 86 acceleration, really good change of direction, 89 zone coverage, really good tackler, really good pursuit. Again, if you want an outside linebacker to play coverage or even use as a user, Bante is a really, really, really good option. Just know his block shed is horrible, and just know he's not going to get after the quarterback. So as long as you know those couple of things, you're going to be fine with this card. I'm not saying that Bante is for sure worth you guys using, but if you know those couple of things for this card, and you know what you're getting yourself into, then you can decide if Bante works for your squad or not. Like I said, he's not going to get after the quarterback. He's not going to play the run game that well either. But you know what you're getting out of Bante. And honestly, I personally don't mind this card at all. I've ran him before, and to be honest, I actually really kind of like this card. It's just a weird situation because he is not going to get after the quarterback whatsoever. At my number 7, we're plugging in Shan, Doak, a card that's been out for a while. Can play decent zone coverage, really good speed acceleration, really good tackler, solid block shed. He's one of your best users in the entire game. 88 speed is immaculate. Again, really good tackler. He's not going to miss any tackles for you guys. And so when I'm looking at things like Doak here, I just feel like he's a Mr. Do-It-All. Again, gonna be a great user, decent enough zone coverage, the great speed as well. You could argue though, and I'll argue it for you guys so we can talk about it a little bit. You could argue that Chris Paul Jr. is better than Doak. And honestly, I think it is closer than a lot of people want to give it credit to. However, I don't think he's quite to that level. And again, you could argue it both ways. I just still lean Doak by that slight margin, coming in here at number 7. At number 6, we're plugging in Chandler Martin, a card that honestly, to be honest, I about left off this list. I about didn't even think about him. And I'm like, oh yeah, this card still exists. I actually run this card on my squad. The one stat that I hate for Chandler Martin is this. There's two stats. Number 1, his change of direction is horrible. Number 2, his zone coverage is horrible. So if you are a person that likes to drop in coverage with your outside linebackers, you are not going to like this Chandler Martin card. You're just not. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to explain. It's the opposite of Bante. Like, really, see, like that's as simple as I can put it. He is the pure opposite as Bante. Bante is going to drop in coverage, be really good at that. Whereas Chandler Martin is going to get after the quarterback. 88 speed, 81 acceleration, really good tackler, 93 finesse move. Like, he is going to get after the quarterback as well as anybody else. It just comes down to, what do you want out of your outside linebacker? Do you want him to get after the quarterback, rush the passer, or do you want him to drop in coverage? Chandler Martin, to me, is one of the best pass rushers in the entire game. Coming in at my number 5, cracking our top 5, we've got Isaiah Glasker from BYU. 88 speed, 90 acceleration. Similar to Bante in the fact that, look, both guards are going to be way better at dropping in coverage than getting after the quarterback. Now, the one thing I do like about Glasker a little bit more is, let's say you do rush a passer with him a little bit. He's going to be better at it than Bante. Bante probably is still better in coverage with a good change of direction. One other thing I like about Glasker is the fact that he is 6'5". 6'5" with 88 speed, 90 acceleration, really good tackler in the 89 zone coverage. To me, does it. Solid block shed as well. It's not great, but it is, compared to Bante, definitely a little more solid. So those are the couple of things that I'm looking at with Glasker, why I do like him slightly more than Bante. But a lot of the reason is the fact that he's 6'5". If you're 6'5", I'm going to, give you a little more of an advantage just because you can make up for some things on the field. At my number 4, we're plugging in a card that you guys should know is going to be high. It is Clay Matthews. It is rare in this game to find an outside linebacker like Clay Matthews that can do both. Can get after the quarterback and play in the pass. Clay Matthews can do both. 88 speed, 89 acceleration, great change of direction, can get after the quarterback with the 88 power move, great block shed at an 89, can play coverage, is 6'3". This card is complete. I mean, he's complete. Is he perfect? Nearly. Like, he's nearly perfect. There's not anything bad I can say about this card. Do I wish maybe his speed was a little higher for being a 91 overall? Sure. I can complain about that. But I mean, as far as complete cards come in this game, Clay Matthews is up there for being absolutely one of the best in the entire game. Coming in at my number 3, Jay Higgins. Iowa GOAT, 88 speed, 89 acceleration. But what do I really like about Jay Higgins? What do I really like about him? Well, look at how he's going to play the run. I swear, I don't know what it is. I still think more people pass than run, but I've had trouble stopping the run recently. Jay Higgins has a 90 block shed, 93 tackling, and a 93 hit power. You want to force fumbles? Jay Higgins is going to do that. And meanwhile, he's got 88 speed, 89 acceleration, and an 84 zone coverage. So, yes, he can play the run, but guess what? He can still be really solid against the pass as well. Just a complete middle linebacker in this game. He's not the best about playing the pass for sure, but I'm telling you, as far as complete cards come, Jay Higgins is one of the best. It definitely is expensive, though. 318,000 coins is super expensive. Coming in at my number 2, Luke Kuechly. 88 speed, 89 acceleration. He's 6'3", the best user in the game. I mean, I don't even think it's close. He is the best user in the entire game. One thing about Luke Kuechly is this. He is not going to get after the quarterback. So if you're going to play the pass, do not have him pass rushing because that is not going to be successful for you. It's just not. That's not what he does on the field. What he does do is he can play the pass, good change of direction, 87 zone coverage, 6'3", and he's a great tackler. He can play in the run, the 85 block shed, really good tackler, really good hit power. He is side by side better than Jay Higgins. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, but his price is super steep, especially if you are on Xbox. 820,000 coins is absolutely ridiculous. Coming in as my best linebacker right now in the entire game, Jaylen Walker. Now, you got to know what you're getting out of the card. This card is a better Chandler Martin. That's what he is. He is not going to play coverage well at all, but he's got good block shed. He's got a great power move. He's got great speed, great acceleration. He is going to get after the quarterback as well as anybody else in the game. So if you do want the best pass rusher in the game, here you go. Win Jaylen Walker, the best pass rusher in the entire game and my best linebacker in the entire game. Now again, if you want, have Luke Kuechly higher. It really just depends on what you are specifically wanting. I just think the difference between Jaylen Walker and your next best pure pass rusher is bigger than the difference between a Luke Kuechly and Jay Higgins. That's why I'm putting Jaylen Walker at my number 1. To be honest with you guys, there still are a lot of solid budget options at the linebacker tier, and even some really good guys that didn't make the list, like this Mekhi Gabair from Nebraska. He's really good. didn't make the list. And budget-wise, Bosworth is still really good. Grubbs was close to making it. I just personally like Colin Oliver's ability to play zone coverage, just that slightly more. But there are some really, really solid linebackers. I can't say Grubbs is budget, but there are still some solid linebackers that you can pick up and run for your specific squad. There's nothing wrong with this Harold Perkins card. I still to this day run this card, although he is not great at this stage. That's going to wrap it up for our video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.